Kemi Amo, and today we'll be discussing youth in governance. And present with me in the studio this morning is our youth advocate and person of Mr. Jare Tiami. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining me this morning.
Good morning to you and good morning, Nigerians.
All right, good morning, sir. So before we start, we're going to be discussing youth in governance. So can you give me the definition of, or your own definition of who a youth is?
Yes, a youth, according to the United Nations and some international charters that Nigeria is also a signatory to, is somebody between the ages of 18 to 35.
Okay.
That is a young person. So, but in some other local parlance, we also want to extend it to 40.
Okay.
That age between 35 and 40, they also fall into that transition stage between youth and being a full adult or grown up or old men that we call them here. So I think that is what we call youth.
All right, thank you very much. So to our topic for today, youth in governance. What do you think about the topic?
Yes, youth in governance, we are talking about how young people are participating in governance. What are they doing in governance? What are those things? Do you have young people at the heads of affair? You have young people at decision-making table where they can contribute to matters, where they can contribute to issues that affect not only them but the society in general. So I think that is what I would mean by youth in governance, especially in this our own area here.
All right, thank you very much. So what are the benefits of involving youth in governance?
Yes, having young people in governance is very important. It's not only because of who they are. It also has to do with having the vibrancy, the talent, then the generational past, understanding of the global trend. You cannot compare how somebody in between the ages of 30 to 40 will handle an issue with how somebody in his 60s, 70s would do. What am I really saying? If we look at most of those things that are moving in the global trend now, I mean the issue of climate, the issue of technology, the issue of security and all that, you will realize that a lot of things that were in vogue in the 70s, in the 80s, are no longer fashionable now, are no longer useful now. Most of them, let me say, like you talk about the technology now. Even in this OSBC, what was obtainable then, was an analog system where when you want to edit news, you would need you write it on paper.
Out, the editors
have to edit it. But now most journalists don't write it on paper now. We'll do everything on the system, even on our phones, send it via email, the editor edits it via the email, then we'll send it to there may not be, I'm not sure that there is paper movement in even news production now compared to how it was. And then if you also look at it from other perspective, even in governance, a lot of things have changed. There is no need for a governor to run to Abuja because of a meeting again. You can sit in the comfort of your office, wherever state capital you are joining from, and then be joining the meeting from Abuja. Those are some of the things that young people are bringing. Another thing is that Yoruba people in their highly philosophical aphorism will say that what am I really saying? You can't compare how somebody like me will tackle some social menaces with the ways of when you look at insecurity, you realize that young people are being used as as the instrument of destabilizing the state of things. So you need a young person who understands how some of this trend works to actually get them. Then another thing is that the ideas that young people are bringing to table cannot be compared to those ones. The young people will be thinking in the way of the present and also considering their own future. A person in his 80s will not believe that he needs to plan for another 30 years. If he is doing it, he may be saying, okay, we are doing it for our children. But a young person that is in his 30s will still believe that I have a long way to go. I can still plan for another 30, 40 years because I can still live for 70. I can still live till 80. So if things are not working now, what exactly? So that is why having young people is very important in governance. But when you look at the way it is now, it means we have not, maybe we say we are moving towards that direction. And I also want to say that having young people in governance, you want to go into government, you want to participate. What will be on your CV should not just be your age, that I'm a young person. And so, yes, because you're a young person, you think you deserve it. Young person must have content, character, and must be, must have capacity. It's just like you say I'm a young person, and then you think because you're a young person, I must make you must be the governor, you must be a House of Assembly member or SA or the commissioner. No, we must look at what are the character you are bringing on the table, not a young person that has some questionable characters, not young persons that have that does not have knowledge. You are not as educated as expected in this age. You can't be maturity too. That is the capacity. You have the capacity to take some decisions that are needed
without putting emotions.
In them. There are issues that will come to your table. You have the capacity to conceal some of the secrets of government that you will see. You have the capacity to actually address some major issues. You want to talk to people in the country, like you want to talk to the people outside your office. You want to go and engage people.
Great,
you have the capacity the communication skills come into play. You have the communication skills to do that. So the young people must also ensure that they arm themselves with the required knowledge, the required exposure, the required understanding, and also when I mean understanding of the grassroots. Everything is not done at the state capital. Okay. And that's why I do tell some of our people that sitting in the state capital, the comfort zone, does not mean that you understand what is happening. You also have to go to the grassroots, see the happenings there, see the changes there, see what people are going through. Then if you want to come to your office as a House of Assembly member, a commissioner, or whatever capacity you are holding, you will understand what the challenges are. You will know how to plan for them. So those are some of the things, and then having them is something very important.
All right, thank you very much. Some times ago we started this not too young to run. So along the line we saw some people who were between ages 35 to 40 who were campaigning to be governors of their states, to be SAs, to be commissioners and all the rest. But along the line a whole lot of things probably happened to them and they couldn't win the election. Now what do you think are the barriers to youth in governance?
The system has been designed against the young people. Okay. If a young people is coming in to do anything, it must be a young people that has money. Okay. As I am now, the election for local government is ongoing now.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, we can say we have some young people that have. If I say, okay, I want to contest now, do I have the required financial muscle to actually pursue any election? The answer is no. Another thing is that if I want to contest for a House of Assembly member, yes, I can say people know me. They say, okay, this is somebody. We have a lot of people that are known in their locality. Okay. But because of the way the whole thing is designed, if you want to go for House of Assembly in either of the major political parties, APC and the PDP, you will need millions of naira even to obtain form. To just express interest. I'm not saying to campaign. To just say, I want to contest. Just to express interest, you will need millions of naira. And that is the way you not look at it. As a young person, now when you go into the real campaign and all that, you will realize that you may not have what the financial muscle it requires to battle some of these people. In the last election in Osun, we had some of the young people like I would not like to mention them. Yeah, we had some young people who came into the fold and you say, okay, this guy has talent, but does he have money? Okay. You say, this guy has exposure, but he doesn't have money. And when you do not have money, in the present economic reality and political dispensation that we have, you may not go back. So a lot of things are actually around it. The way election has been over monetized to the extent that somebody with character or whatever may not be able to say, I want to push this, I want to pull this, because they don't have it. So that is one of those things. Another thing is that we from the youth too, there is a need for us to also see beyond the finances.
Okay.
What am I saying is that a young person coming in, something happened during that last election. We were discussing it recently, and said that somebody said when he was coming, so somebody wanted to tell another person, a young person,
okay,
telling somebody in his 20s that we have to support this person. He has money. When the first thing the person will say was, yeah, he has money. What exactly are we talking about? It means it is not about capacity. It's not about anything. They will say that it's about money. We have some people that will say, during election, that will say, yeah, this person is richer than the whole of this state. There are some people that will say, no, we spend a lot of money to get to this place, We spend a lot of money to get to this office. So when the issue, everything is now, recycling around money, you realize that there are challenges. And that's the challenge that young persons are facing. But however, it is getting better. Okay. At least in the House of Assembly of Osun now, you have people in there, it was reduced to 25 minimum. You have somebody you have 2 persons that got to the assembly before their 38th birthday. Okay. And that means that we are getting it better. Yeah. So.
All right, thank you very much. Now, talking about the barriers of youth in governance, don't you think we ourselves, as the youth also themselves, they are not willing to support a fellow youth? Like I've read on Twitter whereby someone wants to come out for any political party, and then you hear some people say, what does he know? What does he have? What is he doing? What sense does he have? Do you understand? Like we ourselves, we are not ready to support another youth coming out because we knew the person when the person was growing up, he used to be stubborn, he used to be troublesome and all the rest, and we are not willing to vote for the person. Don't you think the youth also have something to do to work on themselves in believing in another youth who came out to show interest or to contest in a political party?
Yes, that is one of the things. Young persons, we have designed even our own system ourselves. And that system is now competition.
Okay.
That's the system we designed. I'm not saying that it's the only system that we have designed now is a system of competition. So we want to compete among ourselves. So now we have this thing like a pull down syndrome. Like if this person becomes the chairman of my local government or assembly member, he will become arrogant. You just assume. That's assumption that he will become arrogant. And then all this and that. But one thing is that we have the constitutional power to make changes every 4 years.
Yes.
And what is important, and that's why I said that if you are also coming into this space seeking my support, I must also be able to say, okay, this person has what it takes. Not that the only thing on your CV you are bringing to the table is being youth. No, that doesn't make any sense. What is your own source of income? What business are you running? Are you a civil servant? Are you a professional? What exactly do you do? Not people that we don't even know their source of income, how they gather their no traceable job. You just see them riding Benza and all that, and you think because you have money and then you are a young person and you should just come out and say, hey, I want to support you. If I'm supporting you, I must be able to see that you have the capacity, you have the required experience and knowledge to handle things. We have seen a lot of them, even in the present assembly in Osun. We have seen a lot of them that the only thing that we have seen is just in that few days, the people in some constituency here in Osun are saying that they want to recall their House of Assembly member. I think that was what generated in the last 1 week. In their own constituency, and it's a young person. It's somebody in the less than 35. He's around 36 or 7. So he's less than 40. And the House of Assembly, the people in the constituency are saying that they have never even seen him. He has not sponsored the bill. He has not even moved the motion on the floor of the House for over 1 year. He has not, been seen impacting anything in the constituency. So they are now asking him, Oga, what exactly are you doing And then you see, that are some of the things that we ask. So we will say it's a young person. So if and thank God, the people that are asking him, calling him to account for his stewardship in the last 1 year are also young people. And that is one thing about our own generation. We don't give, we don't allow the emotion to control some of our things. If I was telling somebody that yesterday, as close as you are to me, if you do anything wrong, I will criticize you publicly. Forget about the fact that I'm going to say, hello, what you have done is wrong. I will not allow the fact that we are close to now allow something wrong to go just because you are my friend. No. I will criticize you the way I'm going to criticize an external person. And that is the one thing that we have in our own. So we are saying that your person, yes, we must be able to say that this person has the capacity. If you have the if you see that somebody has the capacity to hold a political office or to be in governance, appointive or elective, support the person. And then if you also get there as a young person, be an ambassador of youth. When somebody was discussing recently that we need a youth president in this country, somebody said, no, wait, look at some youth governor that you have had. What has been their performances? I will not say that a governor was quoted as an unmitigated disaster because he's a young person, yes. But I say no, yes. What can we look at his performance? We have many young people as the speakers, as House of Rep members, as even senator. What is their performance? We had a senator that was 40, I think it was 39 or 40, who was fighting at a shop in Abuja, who was saying, do you know who I am? So what exactly are we talking about? So young person must also represent the young people very well, wherever position that they are holding.
All right, thank you very much, sir. What can we do to address all these aforementioned challenges?
Number one thing is that we need reorientation.
Okay.
And then young people, we have to go and occupy political spaces.
Okay.
What am I saying is, especially those dominant political parties.
So how do they go into, how do they get access?
The problem is this. I always say that during elections, the people that are deciding who gets what in the APC are not that much educated.
Okay.
The youth that are there are the people that are in the informal sector,
okay,
who do not have much education. So what they want is money. In the PDP, the same thing. But those people now go and decide who will be the candidates. They will now present us with two devils. We'll now be looking at which one is
better between
which
the two
one
devils.
is which one is better between the two devils. So people that have capacity, they are not in the decision making at the political level, political party level rather. So when the people at the political party level take their own decision, they will want us to take one. In 2019 we had a Buhari and Atiku. A Buhari of 76 or around that. We had an Atiku of around 71 or 70. So those are the people that we were confronted with. In 2023, we had an Atiku of 76, a Tinubu of 72, a Peter Obi of 64 or 5. So those were the people that we were confronted with. Come down to Osun. If we are going, the last election that we had Anoyetola of 69 and Adeleke of 61 or 61 years. So those were the people that we had that time. So, and those were the decisions made by the people at the political party level and not us. So young people must also see that, okay, if you want to go into, if you want to change things, we also need to go and see what is happening. Can we just position ourselves like it is only in this part of the world that you see a youth leader in the 60s. And when I question one sometimes like that, you are a youth leader of a party, and how old are you? 60 something. Why now? He said no, what we want is that a youth leader it's not necessary to be a youth. To be somebody that understands the thinking of the youth. Do you understand our thinking? This is somebody that cannot operate Android phone. It was being taught how to. Do you know what we mean by Google Analytics? Do you know what we mean? Those are the languages of the present generation. Do you understand what they mean by TikTok? So those are the languages of this present generation. So somebody that will lead us must be somebody that understands the languages of this generation and not. So that is one. Another thing is that young persons must also say that whatever decision that the people in government are making affects all of us. When Tinubu said subsidy is gone, it was not gone for only people in his generation. It was gone for all of us. So it affects us. When Governor Adeleke says that he wants to bring in tractor for us in Osun, it's for all of us. When they are constructing roads, they say when they block Olaya and when they block Okefi and Lameko, it's affecting all of us. So whatever decision, whether good or bad, that any government is making is for the good or bad of all of us. So all of us are going to either enjoy it or suffer for it. So now, some people must now say that. And then on election day, I always say that we need to look at the way our electoral system is structured.
Okay.
It has been structured against the youth. And let me give you an example. On the day of election, we have in Osun, we have 3,000, about 3,700 polling units.
Okay.
Each of the polling units, we have 4 persons manning them.
Okay.
So that's over 10,000 people. No, that's about 14,000 people that will be manning each of the polling units. Over 14,000 people. Those 14,000 people, majority of them are youths. I can say that over 12,000 of them are people less than 40.
Okay.
Those ones are not going to vote. They have been disenfranchised because they are serving maybe core members, mostly core members. If you are serving, is it an offense to serve? But when you are serving at that period, then you have to make a decision that will affect you even after the service. People that were conducting election, that were ad hoc staff for INEC in the 2020 election, they are all outside that system, the scheme of NYSC. They are outside there now, looking for what to do. So whatever decision made by the president that they were not part of the people that voted for, is affecting them. So across Nigeria, we have 150,000 plus polling units. It means at 4 in each of them. You know how many people. Now we look at the security, the journalists, the people on the social duties, the RACTEC, all those people, students, core members, youth, all those people have been assigned not to vote. They run into millions. If you look at all of them together, they run into millions of. So we should be able to design our electoral system that those people will not. Just imagine, somebody from Osun is serving in Rivers. He or she is to, conduct election in Rivers. So the PVC the person has is Osun, so he cannot vote. So and then what do we mean? So we are saying that, hey, look here, you are not going to be part of decision making of whatever, something that is as important as election, and then that person that is elected is going to determine what happens. And let me tell you the implication. The last election that was won, the presidential election that was won by President Bola Tinubu, he won it by 1.4 million. Okay. He had about 1.2. I think he had 8.1. And then the article that followed had 6.9. So he won it with about 1.2 million votes. If you look at the people that I've just told you, they are more than that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not saying that all of them will vote Atiku or vote Tinubu or vote anybody, but they are more than that.
And they should be part of the decision.
So that is one of those things that we are advocating now, that create a way that whoever that is on essential duty will have opportunity to vote and also be part of decision making that affect the country in whole. We have some generals that have never voted in their over 30 years of service. Some senior reporters are like that. They have never even voted. The PVC that they have is just for some personal use. It has never been used for election because they will be in the studio, they will be at work on election day. Security officers to join police like this, you are not going to vote again till after your 35 years. Some of these things are not, are good enough. We should look at ways we can vote. In some advanced countries, they have the system that works like that. So that are some of those things that we have to address as a nation.
All right, thank you very much. So rounding up, do you think there are skills and trainings that youth should partake in to be able to access governance?
Participating in skills and training is like, yes, it is good to have skills. It is good to be skillful, to have knowledge. But what I'm saying is that may not guarantee their access to governance.
Okay.
They have to go to political parties. Political parties are where things happen. Even if you are going to be appointed like a professional, like you just go and take the appointment as CPS, go and take the appointment as this and that, they will still look at 90% of those people. They will still look at is in local balance saying one. And is he our person? That's the way they say is he our person? Are you sure he has not written anything against us in the past? So those are some of the things that we have seen. So young persons that want to go into governance must ensure that they participate actively. And also, it is not about being in position that affect it. People, the civil servants, they also have a lot of things that they contribute to governance. There is no governor that will embezzle without the contribution of a civil servant. It will contribute to that embezzlement, because a governor cannot withdraw on his own without the signature of the accountant general. Accountant general is not a political appointee; he's a civil servant who rose to that position. So we also need to look at people must go into some of these areas and get themselves equipped, and opportunity may come. But when opportunity comes and you are not prepared, it's just a wasted opportunity.
Thank you very much. One advice to the youth out there who wants to join politics.
The advice I'm going to tell them is that join the leading parties. And let us go and build our own party, my brother. You don't have what it takes to build it. They will, even if you are building it, those people who have the powers to look at it and say, hey, these people want to be giving us problem. They will just influx you with some people who will just come and cause trouble, and before you know, the whole thing is scattered. Join those leading political parties. Fight from the inner. Hold, even if it's just a word expo, because word expo, just being a word expo, word assistant secretary, word whatever, hold one position there, and that is when you understand how the things are being done in the political parties. Then from there, ensure that you keep your integrity, ensure you keep on building yourself, keep on building a very rich CV, and from there I believe that when the opportunity comes, and it means you prepared, we'll have to some of those narrations that we want as a nation.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Jared Siamiu. Thank you for joining me this morning in the studio. I hope next time you will definitely answer to the call. And to the youth out there who wants to join politics, our guest for today has said it all. It is not enough for you to identify yourself as a youth just by joining politics or governance. You need to have the required capacity, the maturity, the good communication skills that are needed. You need to be well knowledgeable. Like he said, go to the grassroots to know what is happening, not just sitting down and thinking that one day you just become the SA, the commissioner. No, you need to start up from somewhere. Like you said, ensure that you penetrate into the reigning the leading political party, and then you rise into something. So on this note, we'll be ending this morning's AM Cafe. Thank you once again, Mr. Jare, for coming. And on behalf of all the cast and the crew, the producers of AM Cafe, we're saying thank you to all our amazing viewers. See you another morning and have a wonderful day ahead.